Malawi and boy.
You know what? No. One more time. Let's. I'm gonna. One more time. We're gonna enjoy this for a while.
Malawi and boy.
Woo! Hey. You know, yesterday, I did the reaction at night. Late at night, I did the reaction. So when I did the reaction, I couldn't be loud at all. I couldn't show the excitement because my kids were sleeping, so I couldn't disturb them. They had school in the morning. But today, we're going to be shameless. Why? I don't hate Arsenal. I never hated Arsenal. I never had issues with Arsenal fans. I actually was hyping Arsenal last season to finish top 4. I even said it that if Arsenal win the Premier League, I will respect them and say fair play. I'd rather Arsenal win it than any other team. I don't have good relationships with Chelsea after the UCL final. I don't like Liverpool. just in general, because obviously with the title rival thing we had where we're going back and forth. I don't like United fans. I hate United. I despise United. They disgust me, and I hope United keeps suffering as they're suffering. But Arsenal, I had a soft spot for you. Arteta, I loved Arteta. Odegaard was a guy I was admiring. I used to admire Patrick Vieira. That's why I was supporting him at Crystal Palace. You can see I have no beef with Arsenal. But Arsenal fans have been talking a lot of shit. A lot of shit. That includes FTV. FTV, they were insulting our players. They were insulting our club, saying, look, we're beating such a big club. They've got 22 players. They've got 2 teams. Oh, these guys, we're a small team, but we are managing to beat them. Like, that has nothing to do with football. But now, today, we're going to be shameless. Let me just welcome a few people in the comments. FIFA says, hi, how you doing, FIFA? How are you feeling this morning? FIFA says, some Arsenal fans have lost the plot. They have. One Arsenal fan was crying yesterday. I might get the video. If I get the video, I'll show the video. One Arsenal fan was crying yesterday, which is funny, very funny indeed. They are saying Stones was off. Nah, let them keep crying, man. Stones was not offside. Big up Patrick and Cole. Good luck for the show. Congrats on smashing victory and real title charge by City in transition season. Yeah, we're in transition, but people won't accept that. So Twins Ball Daily, big up to you guys. Go subscribe to the channel. K-Man says, big up Sheikh Patrick, looking for a loan move. Lampard will kill me. Man, you're more than welcome, man. You're welcome to the parade. You're more than welcome, man. We welcome everybody here. Not going to forget ever that... Okay, not going to forget ever that against direct rivals. Pep used Bernardo Silva as left back role in the one game and Akanji in the role in the reverse fixture. Godfather of modern managers. That is true. We're also going to speed on Pep and the way he's able to take certain players and surprises. Because I was surprised. I was like, my God, there's no left-footed player in this. Who's going to play left-footed? But guys, welcome to the show. This show is going to call the recap. So the match recap. So we're going to recap everything, bring back everything, summarize everything that happened yesterday. Yes, we have that energy. We have that energy. The reason why I never have so much energy at night is because people are sleeping in the house. I don't want to be one of those guys, you know. But now we have the energy. Let me get some of this. Yeah, that tastes good. Obviously, those are the Arsenal tears. I haven't seen any Arsenal fan at all. Where are Arsenal fans? Arsenal fans, where are you? Where are you, Arsenal fans? Where are the Arsenal fans? Anyway, let's see. Dancing emojis. Of course. If you guys want us to repeat that song again, we'll repeat the song again for them Arsenal fans. We have to be happy as City fans. Welcome, guys. Kingman is on it. Now watch all the oil talk ramp up. They've already talking about oil money. On AFTV, one of the clips, guys, is some shameless fan who keeps talking about oil money. You're sponsored by the Emirates, buddy. The Emirates are Arabs. It's from the Arab side. They also do oil. The Emirates. It's also sponsors your stadium. Stupid and very childish. Emirates own Arsenal and they're talking about oil money. Shh. Arsenal fans, shush your mouths. This is the thing. Before we start the show, there's so much to do in the show, but I'm so excited. You guys had let me show this. Let me just show this. I just want to show this because I don't want to just be talking. Let me show this to everybody. Guys, like the vid. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. I'd like to show you something, right? I just want you guys to see something. And when you see this, I want you to make me understand why Arsenal fans had the balls. Yes, we're going to use that word, the balls. The cojones, as Dini once said, they don't have any cojones. The cojones to say, oh, we're going to go to Man City and we're going to win. Exhibit A. I come with evidence. I don't just talk. I don't talk like some of the channels. All they do is yap without any evidence. Here it is. I don't know if I'm a hater or something, but please let me know. Guys who are watching, let me know. If you saw this, right? These are the last 11 games between Man City and Arsenal. Last 11 games. Now make it 12. If you saw this, you've been getting punched in the mouth. You've been getting slapped. I don't condone abuse, but these guys have been getting slapped, manhandled, sacrificed, dunked on, given tombstones, stunners. If you know WWE, leg breakers. These guys come to the Etihad or we go to their stadium and we shit on them. They had the audacity, the nerve, the audacity and the nerve to say we're going to go to the Etihad and win. And not all respect to Don Robbie. Robbie became Martin Luther King. I tagged the video on Twitter. Robbie became Martin Luther King going to the Etihad, to our stadium, making a speech outside the stadium. Oh, I had a dream that Arsenal will beat City. My God, these guys thought they could beat Man City at the Etihad. How dare you? You have to look at the stats. This season, no top 6 team has come to the Etihad and won. And you thought you'd be first. There is a difference. There's a word that everybody knows. I'm pretty sure even in the chat. Class is permanent. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. Form is temporary. Learn that. Learn that. Learn that. Yeah. So anyway, let's go into this. Let me just see another comment here. Here's a comment by FIFA. Says Arsenal owned by the Emirates. Some of their fans are awful. Some of their fans are awful. I'm not saying no Arsenal fans. I've got friends who are Arsenal fans. Nice people. But some of the Arsenal fans were talking too much. Like, come on, give respect. We were respecting you as the team that's doing well. Respect City as the champions of England. That's who we are. Put some respect on our name. You hear me? You're making me go Denzel Washington in this joint. Just want to say, we associate great things with freak players as taken for granted and don't appreciate much whilst they're playing. Rodri, De Bruyne have been outrageous for well over 5 seasons. Last night, oof. Yeah, he's right about that. Sometimes, guys, you keep taking players like De Bruyne for granted, but you know what? He's right. These are freaks of nature. Haaland yesterday, incredible. I'm gonna get into it. Let me stop sharing this this table because I'm pretty sure some fans will start crying again. Getting slapped up by West Ham, West Ham. Southampton, yet saying believe at the Etihad. I don't know, man. I don't know what they were smoking, but they were putting the spliff yesterday. Okay, so I heard some fans saying break Haaland and Grealish's legs. Shameless. They are shameless. Man said I have a dream. Yeah, man Robbie was on that tip, man. Man Robbie was on that tip. Pav, how you doing, man? Big up, Pav. How you doing, man? Big up to all of you guys. They think everything is free. Keyboard warriors. Yeah. Patrick moving like Mandela. Man, Robbie was moving like Mandela, man. Man was, do you know that thing? I'm going to start the show in a few minutes. I know I'm just excited. Do you know that thing where when somebody's making a speech, they look away in the distance? That's how his video started. He's like, yes, we're here at the Etihad. And then there was a voice and he looked up. Then he started looking at the camera as the camera was walking forward. One of those Captain America type speeches. Man thought he was Captain America, Captain Robbie. Mr. Dawn. Sometimes just... Robbie, just keep quiet. Stop making the speeches outside the stadium. I'm telling you, he was on some Mandela setting, man. Man thought he was Thabo Mbeki, man. If guys, you know Thabo Mbeki. He actually thought he was Obama for a minute. I saw he made a pose, thought he's Obama. He was doing those poses where you hold your hand and look up into the sky. Man, Robbie, man. Nah, let's stop that. Anyway, guys, I have a lovely show for you guys. As I said, this is the match show. I'm going to be doing some of these, the match recap show. So I'm going to recap everything that happened yesterday. So Arsenal got slapped 4-1 by Man City. De Bruyne, man, what an iconic picture. This guy is going to end up being one of the best midfielders. Obviously, respect to people like Paul Scholes, respect to people like Roy King, respect to people like Lampard, respect to people like Gerrard, but I think De Bruyne is up there. Odegaard, the De Bruyne wannabe. This guy, I like him as a player, but I think he's too young. I think he's 24 years old. I think maybe when he gets older, he'll be able to show up in big games. But recently, he's fumbled. The master and the student. Pep again. Before I move on to some of the subjects, Pep. I'm going to start with Pep. Guys, we have to start putting respect on Pep. This guy, from now on, you have to recognize him as Oga Pep or Sir Pep or the god known as Pep Guardiola. Let me explain. Every season, this man called Pep Guardiola has had a different left back. He turned a midfielder, Fabian Delph, into a left back and won the league. This man hasn't operated with a natural left back since he came to England. None. We tried with Ben Mendes. You know what happened? Things happen. But this guy has been winning the league with players who are not left backs. Oh, he tried Zinchenko, won the league. Nathan Ake is a centre back. Playing so well, we went on a run. He locked out the left back position. I told people Nathan Ake is the best left back in Europe, even though he's a centre back. People started bringing names like Luke Shaw and Tierney, but I don't know. My bad. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm biased. And then Pep again said, no. I'm not going to play Laporte. I know that's what you want. You want me to play Laporte. Also, he went to Arteta and told him, I didn't teach you everything. Arteta thought City were going to play 3 at the back with the box, with the 2 in the middle, John Stones and Rodri, and the 2 of Gundogan and De Bruyne making the box. So Arteta was ready for the box, decided to say, you know what, we're going to go man-to-man and we're going to match City, and then we're going to try press them from the front, which Jesus was doing before they gave up. But Pep decided to go with a 4-4-2. And then he was switching it to the 4-4-3. Then he switched it to the box. I'm telling you, my man Arteta had no answer. Do you know what he decided to do second half? He also decided to do 4-4-2 because De Bruyne and Haaland were pressing them and causing them trouble. Now, let me welcome my brothers, Pav and Josh. But before I welcome them, let me continue explaining a few of the tactics for you. So, De Bruyne was acting like a second striker. And Arteta never thought of that because he thought it's going to be the natural of Haaland in front only. So now that was causing trouble for Partey because Partey was thinking, do I follow De Bruyne? Then I'm going to leave Rodri and Gundogan. And Odegaard, obviously, was staying up front as he was instructed by his manager. But De Bruyne said, in the interview, says, we targeted Partey. I told Haaland, they were having a discussion, you stay close to Holding or Gabriel. I will attract Partey, get the ball, give it to you. You hit it behind, I run behind. Masterclass by Pep. De Bruyne was the second striker. We were playing a 4-4-2, but this is not what Arteta thought. Arteta thought it's going to 3 at the back, 4 in the middle, and the 3 in the front. It didn't work out. Arteta, you are the student. Hold that L. You've held the L 3 times, and this is supposed to be the best football team in England. Okay, Pav and Josh, are you here with me?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man? How you doing, man? So, how did you? Obviously, I've spoken for 17 minutes. I have been shameless for 17 minutes. I have insulted most of Arsenal fans. But you know what? Let me ask from the outsiders. How did you see this game? Because, as I said, teacher versus student. I'm also talking about De Bruyne and Odegaard. Since people were talking about Odegaard taking over from De Bruyne, tell me how you saw the game yesterday.
I'll let the other geezer go first. Go on.
All right, sure. Well, I didn't get to see the whole game, but I'm actually going to follow your man Vader here and have a couple of minutes cameo like I saw on TFT, and then just and then bounce because Arsenal need to hold some smoke for the chest they've had this season. I watched the extended highlights as you know it was like a 5 a.m. start for me, so I couldn't watch it. But De Bruyne, a lot of the highlights, a lot of the interplay with Haaland I saw, it looked like it was a world-class top-tier performance. And look, the Arsenal fans having chest as big as Pamela Lee, just, you know, this is the best team. This is the best team we've had ever. Yeah, I said chest as big as Pamela. Yes, chest as big as Pamela. That's where I went with that. Yeah. No, it's just they've been given it the big one for months, and you know, deservedly so. They've been arguably the best team in the league up until this point. Played very nice football majority of the time, and you know, the least amount of losses until recently. So big up Arsenal. They've had a wonderful season so far, but the difference between a team starting out and a team experienced like City, and coming from a United fan, this kills me to say, but you guys just know what you're doing. There's no way you can go potentially three on the bounce and then have a treble potentially at the end of this season without knowing what you're doing. Pep is elite. Your team is elite. Haaland has just gone to another level. I never expected to see him interchanging play, linking people in, bringing his wingers in. The guy has just been a phenom. And you know what, Arsenal fans? Suck it, because you put it out there. You gave it the big one. Everyone lately has been talking about the football gods, and they just pissed on your parade. And as much as I don't want City to get a 3 on the bounce, I'm even happier that Arsenal are in the mud right now. So thank you, Patrick. Thank you, City. And please do it again at some point next season so we can maintain this thing that Arsenal are shit.
Nah, next season, I think a lot of teams are not going to allow this. I've said it a lot of times that in the Prem, teams look at others and say, "Nah, we're not going to allow this." I'm pretty sure you guys, like Man United, to believe it or not, I think you're just few signings away from fixing things. I can point out a few things. I'm like, if that guy is gone and they bring so and so, I think you're close. I think Sabitzer, you should keep him. That's just me. Some people don't like him. I like him. I think he's a good player. The reason I buy and bought him away from RB Leipzig was just to stop RB Leipzig from playing good. So anyway, Josh, what about Pav? What did you think yourself before we move on to De Bruyne? Because as AFTV asked, that is De Bruyne world class. So now I answered them. But anyway, Pav, what do you think? Thank you very much, Josh.
Look, I agree with some of the stuff, Josh. To be fair, I didn't even know that was Josh. I thought it was someone else. That's why I let the other geezer talk. I thought it was somebody else.
Are you serious? That's Josh.
I thought you said George, not Josh.
No, it's
like,
Josh.
George.
It's Josh. It's Josh. That was Josh.
Sounded like you said George, but still, yeah. Look, I'm not gonna. I've said this to you. I never congratulate or respect my rival teams. I barely respect like the lower league teams, like teams in the bottom of the table. But
no, I respect
the thing. The thing with Arsenal is, the thing with Arsenal is this was their best chance to win something, because it's not going to happen again for them. I've been hearing, we're gonna sign a couple of world class players in the summer and this and that. You're not, because you've proved that you can't sign them when you have the money in the first place. And it was their best chance. And all I've heard this throughout the season. I heard that they were turning from boys to men. But it wasn't. Like, literally, you literally went back to reverse. Like what I saw last night, I was hoping they'd win. I was hoping they'd win. But what I saw last night was an absolute mauling, and they were lucky that they didn't lose 7-0, because Haaland should have scored she should have had another hat trick last night. But Arsenal, like their fan base, that fan base there are the loudest fan base on social media, and the amount of stuff that I've seen is coming back to haunt them. Like they were like 8 points clear at one point when was it, like just around January, Christmas time?
Yeah, and they said it's over. And most of them were saying
and you lot were struggling at the time because Pep was like changing his defense around a lot. I remember you had Walker out of the team. Obviously, you had your issues with Cancelo, and then you were playing that young kid. Is his name Sergio?
No,
am I right?
Lewis. Is it Lewis?
Yeah, you had that youngster play, and then he's out of the team, and then you went back. You went to play in like a four at the back, but with centre backs. And literally, it started clicking, and then I was just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go!" And then, like De Bruyne sat on the bench. He's like rejuvenated. Man's coming onto the pitch now, and literally like picking off teams.
Puff. That's another thing. You brought something up. People were against him. I was also in my head saying, "Is this guy maybe the genius has got to him?" Where people
thought he was finished. They thought after that World Cup, because obviously Belgium had a lot of issues, and there was a lot of fighting. And he's retired from international now, isn't he? De Bruyne.
No, he's still there.
Is he still there? I know they had a lot of issues because a lot of them they didn't even get on the team bus to come back to Belgium. They all got on their own flights and just left, did it? And then he come back, and then there was a few issues like fitness and obviously mental issues, like he weren't getting in the Man City team, and obviously Pep's done whatever he's needed to do to get him back into that state of mind, and now he's showing it. He's killing off teams, and the way he's playing at the minute, I think it was from that Arsenal game that you lot played where he dinked the keeper from outside the box, and since then he's just been on fire. And him and Haaland, like, mate, like people, like even with Haaland, people are saying like he's just like a poacher and all this, but the guy's got like 17 assists or something as well, along with all them goals, and he's probably like the complete forward in world football right now. Like I don't think him and Mbappe are like the same sort of player. No way. Like Mbappe is obviously lethal off the wing and stuff, but as a forward right now at his age, this kid's gonna be this guy. Like I call him a kid because he's only like young as well, but he's gonna be like killing it for at least like 6, 7, 8, 9 years to come still. And like I can't wait for him to get his move to Madrid. Like leave you, man, because I don't like what I'm seeing, what he's doing at City. Like as a rival, it's like it's sad to watch because they're the sort of players that United used to have, and now watching you lot with these sort of players, like, mate, honestly, like I'm waiting for the day when it comes. Like a lot of them leave. Like a lot of them, like some of them get into like what, just over 30 now. But
yeah, De Bruyne and
your team's performing really well, man. Like, you know, I'm not gonna like give you the respect or anything because I never will. But it is for me as a rival. It's sad to watch what you're doing because my team should be doing that. And all I can say is like you're probably gonna win the title from that. I can't see you dropping. You might get like a 1 or 2 draws, but you'll probably finish off the other teams. And you haven't really got any other big teams to play, have you? From now, apart from, like, I don't know if you want to include Chelsea in a minute, but.
I don't know. I don't want to say much about Chelsea because Chelsea, as much as have you seen what Arsenal fans are saying on Twitter? Even Anton has just written it.
They're still saying they're top of the table, but
no, they're saying we're gonna beat Arsenal by 7 to bring our anger out. That's bad because they don't get that team is in emotion right now. Chelsea have nothing to lose. Yes, they got beat by Brentford, but guess what? Your team is gonna come with emotion. Yesterday they were starting fights, Pav. Do you know that? Foden came 10 minutes later and he wasn't part of any beef. Guess what White did? Foden was saying bye to one of the guys, like, you know how you say, oh, good game.
Yeah, like that what Ben White, he's disgraced himself. There's no wonder why he got kicked out of the England team because he was doing them sort of antics at the World Cup and he got kicked out of that. And Arsenal fans are still trying to cover it up then, but we all know what he was doing, disrespecting the coaches, the manager. And he got sent home, and it's like he kind of embarrassed himself and disgraced himself yesterday. But like, if you're showing a bit of fight like that during the game and not when the game was finished, you never know, innit? At least like if you got anger and aggression to let out, do it on the pitch, not when the game's over. Like a lot of them players that you could tell, like a lot of them City players at the minute, their morale's so high, like everything's going for them. And then you look at some of them Arsenal players, Jesus, they look like they just want to go home, like have their summer off and start pre-season. Like some of them are just like, nah, we're done. Like even you look at Saka, these people were telling me Saka's worth 150 mil, 200 mil. Like, come on, man, the kid, like he's not like they're telling me that he's world class. What has he done to be world class? He scored some goals.
And then the same people were questioning De Bruyne, that is De Bruyne world class. That's what they said on FTV and said he's not, apparently. But he is world class, but like people, like it depends how you rate players. Like I always rate players like you have to win. Like I know there's some like depending on what nationality you are, sometimes it's hard to win a national trophy as it is, but you've got to have like at least a Prem and a Champions League to your name, and you've got to be like putting goals and assists out every season. De Bruyne's been doing it. He's literally just missing a Champions League, but he is a world-class player. Like, obviously, I saw some people saying, like, he's better than Gerrard, which he is. Like, his total ability and what he's done in the Prem outweighs what Gerrard's ever done in the Prem. Like, and to be fair, I don't like comparing players from different eras. Me too.
The era that I watched from the 90s up until say like 2010, that's one whole era there for me, because a lot of the players were going, like your Henry's were leaving in 2007, and obviously Ronaldo left, and that era was done for me. Between 2010 and say up until now, that's like a different era now. And I don't like comparing like players like KDB to Scholes to your Lampard because it's totally different. Football was different then to now. Since Pep's come in, Klopp's come in, the football's that's plays different. Like back then, you could have like 4 teams competing for a Prem. And at the minute, it's turning into like a 1-horse race or 2-horse race. And I don't want the Prem to turn into Liga B, the Spanish league or the Bundesliga or the French league where it's just 1 or 2 teams competing. The Prem was a league where you could have 4 teams competing. You could have Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal. Well, Arsenal for a little bit, but Chelsea. But yeah, we like the other teams need to buck up their ideas, man, because otherwise, people lose interest. Like you don't want to turn into that sort of league. You need like these top teams need to be all competitive and stuff like that. But I still think that's more of an owner issue. Some of them are just in it for the money, and some of them are in it for the trophies.
Yeah, big up.
So we all know which one's which.
Yeah, big up, Pav, man. Big up, Pav. So I'm joined by Twins Board Daily, man. How you doing, man? So from the face, I see there's no happiness in your face. How do you recap yesterday's game, though, man?
First of all, big up Patrick for having me. As much as I hate to say, but I would say congrats on winning yet another title, 3-peat. Treble is on as well.
Wait. Are you already given? Arsenal fans already given up? Is there a give up? Look, I know you're a Liverpool fan, but do you think that's it? Because there are 2 points in front.
They had already given up before facing you guys. They were already defensive. Oh, we are happy to be there. We have fought the rich oil money and all that stuff. So, but I wanna make 2 to 3 points from the last night game. So I think it was. I was chatting before the match to my twin brother. He is a Manchester United fan, but of course he watch every match and matches like that. So I was saying that Arteta has massive final tactical team talk to make with his team because, as you have mentioned in show earlier as well, that Pep didn't had any left-sided or left-footed defensive player in his lineup. But I said I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if Akanji is deployed in that role. And if I am taking you back to the reverse fixture, Bernardo was used as left back in that role. Against who? First of all, it is your direct title rivals, and then Saka. Again, I have full respect for him. He is going to be one of the world's best winger. He is showing already good levels, but against direct rivals and against one of the world's best wingers, to have Akanji and Bernardo as left backs, I am never going to forget that achievement from
that's a good one.
And
that's
again,
a good one, though. That's a good one, yeah.
And again, it is a credit to player as well, as much as an elite coach Pep Guardiola is. But again, players have to take the responsibility for full 90 minutes. So I want to big up players as well. And second moment, which really will click into my mind forever, I think it was a repeat of Liverpool or Manchester City beating Liverpool earlier 3 to 4 weeks back. Remember when Liverpool were 1-0 up and Grealish tracked all the way back to Mo Salah. That was we could have made 2-0 and that would have been a totally different game after that. Even in last night, you guys were 1-0 up. Of course, you guys are missing a lot of chances, but still 1-0 is not a deciding fact. Again, Grealish was stacking back Bukayo Saka. So I had flashbacks.
Yeah, he did.
So again, that moment was whenever I am watching the match in live, not rewatching it back, I look more into the tactics and all stuff. But when I am watching first, I do look the highlight moments, which could be the match-defining moments. And for me, I think in first 120 seconds, even before the Arteta realized what tactical system are you playing, you guys had interrupted their box 2 times in first 120 seconds. That was the first highlight point for me. And of course, De Bruyne scored a brilliant goal. That is like again we take it as granted, but such a great player he is. And the point I wanna make, I have already made is that Grealish tracking back Bukayo Saka. Again, you guys were 1-0 up. That was a match-defining moment for me. And one more thing I wanna say is rather it is question from my side. Of course, now you have a different position this time around than Liverpool for past few seasons. Which of Arsenal or Liverpool have made life difficult for you in individual season you can take or in overall as well? Was you guys more okay, comfortable dealing with Liverpool or
Yeah,
Arsenal this season? This is a question from my side to you.
yeah. So you're saying which one is easier to deal with, isn't it? Like, are you saying that which one is easier to deal with, Liverpool or Arsenal? Is that what you're saying?
Which
Yeah, yeah.
of Liverpool or Arsenal made life difficult, more troubling for you?
To be honest with you, when we played you guys, when you guys were also on fire, I think you guys made it more difficult. Like, let's be honest. I think Arsenal fans, as I said at the beginning, should have listened to Liverpool fans. You guys advised them that don't get excited. This doesn't go until the end. I think you guys made life more difficult because every time we met you, you didn't allow us to do that to you, did you? No. Look, let me give you an example, right?
No.
We played them in the FA Cup. They were better than us. They were the better team, a better form. The players were on fire. They were on hype, untouchable. They still lost 1-0. And then we went to the Emirates. Again, who was the favorite? Arsenal, right? They were on fire. They were better than us. That's why Simon Jordan from Talksports, he usually hates City. But you know what he said? He said, this Arsenal team have to be careful. Because the time when they played Man City at the Emirates, Man City were poor defensively, poor in the midfield. They were having FFP issues. They were having a lot of issues around the club. But they still managed to beat you 3-1. Now, you're going to their stadium. You have the West defense now. Your midfield is not great anymore. Your team spirit is down. Don't tell me you're going to the Etihad to win. I think you guys gave us a better challenge because every time we go to your stadium, it was a draw. You come to us, it was a draw. Or we used to win if we're desperate. We used to push you, but it was a 2-1, isn't it? It was 1-1 until 80th minute. And then remember Aguero scored that goal from nowhere and 2-1. But the players, when they're done with your game, do you remember what used to happen? Both Liverpool and City players used to sit down and go like this, sweating, remember? And then both of us could either lose the next game or draw because they were so tired. And Pep and Klopp said, after you play City or after you play Liverpool, you are tired. Yesterday, did you see City players tired? No, they walked out smiling, and Arsenal players wanted to start fights. Anyway, let me just see a few comments here. Patrick moving like Mandela. I saw that already. I think this was from you. Genuine question. No title runs are easy, but who made life more difficult? I think this is what we just answered now. Thank you very much, man. Could have been 11, to be honest. Could have been 11 yesterday. If I think Haaland was on fire, it could have been 11. Mende was beast. Yeah, Mende was beast before everything. Anyone got tissues for Zinchenko? Zinchenko has embarrassed himself, to be honest. Patrick, of course, it's your choice, but oh yeah, I see that's you.
It was me.
Yeah. To be honest, these rivals say they don't care about us, yet they talk about us. That is true. That's the same thing about Liverpool. When Liverpool were beating us to the title, I was also saying I don't care about Liverpool. They can take this. It's just it hurts when you see somebody winning. How the hell do some Liverpool fans think Stones was off? He wasn't offside. I knew it. You know why I knew it wasn't offside yesterday is when I saw him, I saw Ben White's leg. I was like, no way. He's lucky. Because he went in as soon as the ball came in. So, party red card deserved. So, guys, I'll be reading the comments, but let me start with the show. I'm going to ask you, man. AFTV had a show. I don't know, you know AFTV. Robbie said De Bruyne is not world class. They were questioning De Bruyne. What do you think yourself as a Liverpool fan? Do you think De Bruyne is world class?
For me, no doubt, and even no debate. I don't know how it is even taken as a debate just for the clickbaits or stuff like that. For me, as much as I hate to say, and even in his childhood days, he used to adore Liverpool. I wanted him at Liverpool, but the stuff he is doing is simply outrageous. He makes me watch City, Manchester City. If I am to pick one player from opposing team, from Arsenal, I pick Odegaard. From Manchester City, it is Kevin De Bruyne. It is like 6 seasons consecutively he is performing on same pattern, same numbers.
Yep.
Yeah, uh, for the bare minimum 6 seasons, you can say bare minimum 6 seasons. His numbers are crazy. His mentality is crazy to go level up notch and notch. And these are the days. I said it on my show that title race is run till Easter, but is won after Easter. So after Easter, Manchester City are altogether a different breed, and Arsenal have fallen off. But the numbers, of course, you guys would have run through all his stats. Mm, the way he keeps molding all player around him, he makes not only his level is world class, but he makes everyone around him world class. Now the duo of Haaland and KDB is scarring me as a position fan. So, like,
It
how
is.
many years of
It
this?
is, isn't it? It is. And you know
Yeah,
what? So sorry for cutting you. It started simple. It was simple and straightforward. It was like FIFA where you threw ball. I don't know if you play through ball, go. Now it's dangerous because even De Bruyne after the game said, Haaland came to talk to me and say, do you see the gap? You see, like, you saw them talking in the game. Apparently, Haaland came
yeah,
to De Bruyne and said, and
I
De Bruyne was like, what gap? He's like, there's a gap between Partey and the defenders. They're leaving a gap, and then then Zinchenko is going this side. So choose one side. I will hold the ball. You run, I'll give. And De Bruyne was like, okay, I will draw Partey. I was like, that's dangerous. That's very. I sat there. I was like, my God, that's dangerous. And you know what, Haaland? People kept on saying he's not a footballer. Apparently, he's just a goal scorer. I saw videos of this guy at 15 years old dribbling past a whole team and scoring. Then do you know what they had to do? They had to take him from the 15-year-old team and put him in the 20s because he was too big and too good for the kids. The thing about him is, yes, he started banging in goals. It's because I think he wanted to work on his goal scoring more to be clinical. But he can play football. So I think now
yeah,
he look, because players look at tweets and they look at videos. You've noticed now, I think Pep has improved him. At the beginning, you notice, man, I mean, he was going in, but he couldn't hold the ball. You notice that? It was bouncing off him. But recently, you've noticed he's holding on to the ball, holding on to the defender, and I think he's too strong. There's nothing he can do, and he kicks it. And these are 7 assists for somebody they say who couldn't create. Even De Bruyne was laughing. Yesterday, it was actually Haaland creating for me. I could have had 4 when Haaland gave me 4. De Bruyne missed 2. But my God, De Bruyne is world class, and apparently Pep told him to score more, and he's actually responding now.
And on the Haaland point, of course, Kevin De Bruyne for me is the greatest modern midfielder in Premier League for the bare minimum. I am not going into the debates. I really hate the debates of Gerrard versus Kevin De Bruyne. We have to realize and appreciate for the greatness we are witnessing right now. Again, I really hate when players for any fan base are retired and then we start giving them proper flowers. Appreciate them now, even if they are opposing players. Appreciate them now because they make you watch football. They make you love football. Some things, some players, some moments are above just the fandom or hatred or something like that. You have to appreciate the greatness while you are witnessing it. There is no point in now giving him his flowers. And on the point of that, I call him report. Don't take it as disrespect. He is a
no, man. Some people are calling him the Transformer. They're calling him Transformer. Man, that's 33 goals in 29 matches, man. And now he's broken the record. Now he's gonna break that. He's broken the record for the 38 games. The record he's left with 1 goal to break the record for the 42 games that were played by Ian Shear and Co. Man, this guy, as I said, it's not only about the hat tricks. He's broken the record for hat tricks, man. This guy has broken the record for hat tricks. He's broken the record for the goals, and now he's also getting assists. So he might end up on double assists, double numbers. And this is a guy who people are saying, oh, Kane is a better creator, so you can shush. Now Kane is on 3 assists, and this guy is on. And guess what? I'm not hating on Kane because Kane is on 24 goals, and Kane is having the best season of his life, and this guy has made him look like nothing. Go ahead, you take the mic. Is this guy also World Cup? But go ahead, you talk about what you think about him.
So I am taking all of the viewers and even you to reverse fixture of Manchester United, in which you guys smashed them. I think it was 6-1 at the end, if I'm being right, 6-1, 6-2, stuff like that. When you guys played earlier at Etihad. So I think it was the second goal when Erling Haaland went all the way to the left and provided a smashing cross into, I think, Kevin De Bruyne finished it off. It was second goal or third goal you guys scored. That really moment, I thought he is going to hit in other levels. People slacked him off that his link-up play is not that good. Oh, he is just a goal scorer, just giving ball and he will put the
tap-in merchant. That's what they call him, tap-in merchant. Yeah.
That really moment, I am not going to forget. I picked those moments which for me will define the season or will define the player. Of course, he had to take an embedding period of how Pep wants him, and of course, Pep had to realize what suits him more, what player profiles around him will make him provide good numbers and overall a good structure to your team as well. So we all know about his numbers at Dortmund, but some people were undermining his link-up play. But another thing to that is again, I am taking it to the last night. I was chatting to my twin brother during the match. We were discussing. He was saying that he is having his kind of off day in front of the goal of all apart. He's elite. Just on that, I don't see him scoring goals. I said to him, either he will score by breaking you, or until you are broken, he will then score. So.
I get what you mean. So, like yesterday, he was bullying the two defenders, and they just gave up.
I mean, so much turbulence he creates in backlines. He mentally wears you down. Like he will wear you down until you make a mistake for some other player to score, or when you're completely gone or completely gone mentally, physically, then he will have his own moment. So
it's impossible to have a guy. I'm saying it's impossible to have a guy who is tall, strong, and fast. Because when the tall ones are never fast, isn't it? The tall players are never fast, but this guy is tall, strong, and fast. It's just
man. He has been made in lab. He is not a natural man. I can't. He has been made in lab because again, the pace he has got is scary as well, man. The pace he has got is so scary.
It is scary.
I think, and again, one side factor to that is I think he has become a symbol of Premier League this season. The way he's a box office entertainer. Of course, his celebrations are good. Of course, his goals, numbers, stats, all that stuff. But the way in last few minutes of the game, he was wrestling off the players like of holding. It was again giving me vibes of WWE. I was literally laughing. How many facets of his games are like? He moves like a robot, he scores, and then he celebrates wildly. How many facets to this game he brings in? He's like box office entertainer to me.
He is, and you know what made me laugh yesterday? You've just started something. You've just started something. Let me read the chat here. Remember when Arsenal wanted Modric, but they aren't going to pay 80 million odd million, but think they won't pay 100 plus for Declan Rice. Declan Rice is going to be expensive. Okay, I think Luca, do you think Jesus and Zeni been a problem for you? Luca's gonna answer that for you. Who remembers the Arsenal fan printing the shirts of Arsenal top in June? I do remember. January. I remember. I think I have the video somewhere. Patrick, do you? Okay, that's you over there. I think that's me over there. Stones had the best goal last night. Stones has been incredible. We're gonna talk about him. I'm off to okay, I'm off.
Yeah.
Go to college soon. Hope see you soon with Martin later. Yeah, you will see me soon, man. Big up, man. Pav, they say 3 million, never forget. Okay, so MSN comparisons. Nketia was there just because his name starts with the name N. These men were shameless, and God punishes the prideful. Yeah, that's true, because this guy said MSN, the front is better than MSN. Embarrassing. Pav, the YouTube hole. Relax yourself, Twisted. Pav is gonna get you. Big up, guys. How you doing, K-Man? This City versus Arsenal title race is nothing like City Pool title races. Arsenal lost the title when they dropped points at Anfield. That's true. What a win. Charlie, man, big up to you. What a win. Guys, like the vid as we are going, like the vid. Kelvin and Haaland combo is the best the Premier League has ever seen. That combo of Salah, Firmino, and Mane was good. I've seen Cole.
Yeah.
I have seen Cole and what's his name at Man United, the two strikers. They were also incredible. I just forgot the name of the other guy, but they were incredible. Big up, man. Daniel says one game at a time, one game at a time. Akanji was brilliant. I'm going to talk about Akanji. Guys, Haaland has got 33 goals, 49 goals in total, 7 assists. In total, I think it's also more assists. But anyway, I'm going to read the comments, then we'll move on to this also. Mighty Rising, guys. Yeah, the Mighty are rising indeed. Patrick, is Haaland team Autobots or team Decepticons? I think he's a Decepticon, man, because he's a menace. He's a menace. If Rashford could tap in 20 goals a season, I'd be happy. I know you'd be happy, definitely. That's what I'm telling people. I don't care if I keep scoring with my nose every game. It's still a goal. It's still a goal. I'm going to speak on this. At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of disrespect. Not only did people disrespect De Bruyne, saying Odegaard is clear and he's going to take the rings off De Bruyne, they said Thomas Partey is better than Rodri. I don't know if I'm being biased to say that Rodri has been the best DM and consistent right now in the world. The guy I used to fear was Fabinho. But Fabinho, I don't know what has happened. I don't know if this brother lied on his birth certificate. I don't know if he lied that he was that age.
Yeah.
Because Fabinho, I'm shocked. It's like he has gone from here and just gone down. Was it Gini Wijnaldum in that midfield and Henderson helping? I don't know. We'll never know. But I was respecting Fabinho. That time it was Fabinho versus Rodri. No other defender. I know Casemiro, Man United fans try to milk it. I respect Casemiro. But this debate, we're not going to stay much on it, but I'll just wait. I might speak a little on it. Was this ever a debate? And what has happened to Partey in these 4 games? He seems like he's lost everything. He doesn't run anymore. All he was doing is tackling. He couldn't pass even one ball. West Ham, same issue. Declan Rice dunked on Partey when he played against West Ham. When they played against Liverpool, Henderson and Fabinho were all over Partey. They made him look bad. I don't know if he played. I think he didn't play. Was he injured? I don't know. But he hasn't looked great so far. What do you think has happened to Partey?
So I wholly agree. For past 3 or 4 seasons in Premier League, it was always a debate between Rodri and Fabinho, and I still had a slightly above margin to Rodri, but I really love Fabinho. He has been a wonderful servant. Of course, I will touch upon him a bit later. Coming on to this very debate between Rodri versus Partey, I think for this very season, for full whole season, every player won't have full 38 games on same level. So Partey was having a good time, and against you have to consider Rodri had been doing the same job for Pep Guardiola for past 5 or 6 seasons. And Liverpool are broken down mentally and physically, coping up against Man City, the machine that is. Now we have to consider another factor. Some players in back of mind, I am not saying they were intentionally doing it. Some players back of their minds were conserving some of energy for World Cup as well. As much as they love Manchester City, Liverpool, or stuff like that, they are first Spanish or Brazilian in case of Rodri or in case of Fabinho. in back of mind, they were conserving somewhat of their energy. Like they were not engaging in tackles that much. For Fabinho, it was certainly the case. He was not that much engaging into the tackles or one-to-one duels as much as he would have in the years gone by. So do count in that factor as well. The performances for Rodri were not up to that mark of which we are accustomed of. For pre-World Cup and post-World Cup, Rodri has been a different breed. Pre-World Cup party was better, but again, what debate you wanna have? Has he overachieved Rodri in just 6 or 8 months? No, I am not having that debate at all. It is not even a debate. I just laugh at those debate how they get airtime even. Yeah, yeah. So party, no doubt he has revolutionized or even reinvigorated Arsenal title church. He has been the focal point. His pressing numbers, the way they form a circle around the corners when they are taking the corners. He has been instrumental for their key title charge. But when you are comparing him with Rodri's, now Rodri, I I wanna put it out as well. Don't know how do you think it. I think Rodri took it personally as well. The way he scored that goal against Ben Munich,
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
it
He
was.
did. He did. Yeah, you're right
He,
about that. He took it personally because he's like, what else can I do?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
let's not forget, Rodri was consistent. Even, look,
yeah,
look, look. Let me tell you something else. City were playing shit. Rodri was not playing shit. He was carrying us. De Bruyne
yeah,
was
yeah.
not running, but
No
Rodri,
doubt about it.
yeah. Even people were saying Rodri is still the team is doing well because Rodri is still performing at a high level, regardless the others not playing well. He's the only player out of the seniors who never was benched during that time when Pep was fighting the dressing room. But you're right. He took it personal because people were like, "Oh, Kimmich is gonna show Rodri levels." They keep saying so and so is gonna show him levels. So what Rodri keeps doing is performing better than that guy. Even Casemiro came to the Etihad and he got 6-3. But at the end of the day, let me just read some of these comments here. It says, "I effing okay." I effing hate Arsenal fans. 1 year doesn't make a class player. That's true. That's true. Arsenal man reporting party to the police saying he's guilty. These guys, man, calm down. I don't want to enter that. No way, Arsenal fans are shameless. Oh yeah, I saw this. You're right about that. I saw a video. Did you see that? Arsenal fan called the police to report party, so they arrest him. This Arsenal fans. I saw that video. Charlie, man,
That
my
is
man,
great.
big up to you, Charlie. Hello, how you doing, man? Guys, I'm gonna continue going. Ahmad is from Twins Ball Daily. Guys, go and subscribe to Twins Ball Daily. I'm gonna let him shout his channel and all the content he does. Him and his twin brother do excellent work. Make sure you can differentiate them. I know how to differentiate them. When I watch them, I know which one is which. So they cannot fool me. So Tali says Rodri is better than Partey. We know this, and yeah. I think Rodri is class. I think I'm a player. I think I am a player debates. You need on player debates. You need to look at impact on the team. So the likes of Casemiro, Fabinho at their peak have pulled United and Liverpool up levels just by being there. Rodri has pulled up levels too. Anyway, let's keep going. Akanji, guys, I'd like to apologize to Akanji. I already apologized in the other video. When we bought him for 15 million, yes, you didn't get me wrong. 15 million. It was actually 11 million plus add-ons. I was surprised. This signing came from nowhere. Even Fabrizio just tweeted a few seconds. It's done. This guy, man, is the captain for his team, for his country. I understand why. But I also didn't understand why we bought him. I get it. We bought him because Ake, Stones, Laporte were injured. And Pep wanted to bring in somebody. But Ahmed, it's not every day you pick a 15 million defender and find out that he's actually good. Yes, sometimes he had few mistakes. It's because I've noticed about him is, which I criticize him on, is when it's a team like, let's say we're playing like Southampton or some team that's not big, he seems to relax a bit, you know what I mean? But I've noticed when it's a big game, this guy shows up in big games. Bayern, this guy was one of the man of the match. And the other leg, like he put no foot wrong. Yesterday, Ake made Saka look bad. Ake, you said yourself, even Bernardo Silva, I know you say it, which is funny, Bernardo Silva. But this guy made Ake not do anything. Because well, no, Saka not do anything because Saka's tried. You know, Saka took the ball and tested the waters. You know how if you play football, you test the
Yeah,
waters. I
yeah,
remember when I used to play football.
yeah,
I
yeah,
used to take the ball, go to the first centre back, and see how good he is. If he pushes me, I'll be like,
yeah,
I will go to that one. If it works, you go out wide. You know what I mean? And your other guy tries to take him. Saka tried. He went to this guy. It didn't work. He came again. It didn't work. Saka was scared. You know that? He was scared to go at Akanji. Guess what he was doing now? He was just passing it backwards. Akanji has been incredible. Man of the match performances, obviously because of Haaland and De Bruyne, they keep giving, but even the announcers say this Akanji guy is very versatile. He's played right back, he's played center back, he's played left back now, and he hasn't
yeah. That
made a mistake. Can you tell me, man, are you surprised by Akanji? Because I am shocked. As a City fan, I am shocked. 15 million good as a player. Apparently, he can also play CDM. that's what this guy can do.
is
Like what?
so very good points you made, Patrick. I wanna put another player into the same category as well. Of course, I will give my personal opinion as well. So Grealish and Akanji. I would be very honest. When Grealish was signed for Manchester City and when Akanji was signed for Akanji and even Ake at some level, when Pep signed them, I didn't thought they would make it to Pep's first team day in and day out. I would be very honest. Both individually, both their quality wise, their game reading wise, and with Grealish, I had some doubts over his tracking bats and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Mm.
But boy, oh boy, playing in almost four positions. Akanji has done almost four positions throughout the season. In supposedly a transition season for Manchester City, we must say it has been a transition season. There is no debate about that.
Mm.
First of all, he needed to have some kind of understanding of what Premier League is all about in compared to Bundesliga. The
Yeah,
physicality,
the speed, the physicality, everything. Yeah,
physicality, pace, and power is altogether a different level. His 101, he didn't impose himself that much, but the way and also the one word which sums up his performance against Saka last night is he was imposing. And if you remember, I think it was 80th minute when he made a long busting runs into the Arsenal box and almost pulled off an assist as well. So that is when you impose yourself. That is when you say, I have arrived. So for Pep system in your first season in Pep system, playing four different positions, be it Champions League, away trips, be it a league in every sort of team against every sort of team. He has been pound of pound. He has been pound of pound, quite arguably the signing of season. So big up to him. And of course, I am not going to forget the way Pep has deployed Saka or Bernardo and Akanji against Saka. I am never going to forget these two performances and the way Pep has molded them. So I think in Liverpool, our player used to be Gini Wijnaldum. Whichever role we offered him, he will use it to full effectiveness. Whether or not aesthetics, people which watch it on solely on the purpose of eye test, or people were calling him he doesn't look good, he doesn't create much. He was effective in his role for which he is given. Some players will are needed. Not every player will be world class. Not every player will be attractive to watch. Some players are there to fill the role, and that is what makes the whole team click. He makes the whole team click, and yesterday performance only word to that is imposing yourself and saying, "Now I have arrived." So big up to Akanji.
nah, man, you've said it brilliantly. There's nothing I can say. And you know what? I haven't been putting it through my head that this can be the sign of the season. I know we're talking about Haaland. Haaland is Haaland. But when the announcer said it, it's like, I know Haaland is taking the spotlight. I know so and so things. So it's like, but this might be a sign of the season. He's played everywhere. And just for 15 million, he hasn't been dropped at all. And Laporte is holding the bench. And this guy played where Laporte was supposed to play yesterday. Man, I don't know, man. So anyway, let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the title race. And as you can see, guys, you see, I put effort for you this morning. As much as I was talking for 12 minutes, being shameless, throwing Arsenal.
Wonderful content, Matt. I must say, wonderful graphics and content.
Yeah, thank you, man. I store them from everywhere when I saw them. I usually, you know what happens when I'm on my phone. I don't know if you do the same as a creator of YouTube. When I see a picture, I just store it on my phone and put it in a folder later, and I just put them together. Guys, the title race, as you can see, it's first and second. I want to hear it from yourself, and I don't want to hear, obviously, from ourselves. For me, I have a hope that right now Man City is going to take things very seriously, because looking at this, I think that's why they took this game very seriously. Yourself as a Liverpool fan, I know you already know about the history between Man City and yourself. What happens sometimes? Liverpool beat us. They had to be perfect to beat us. Let me ask you something, right? These guys have got 5 games left. Arsenal, 5 games left. According to mathematics, City we win a game. Apparently, they even draw or lose. If we continue, if we win a certain amount of games, we will win this title just because of what happened yesterday. I don't know if it's right, but do you yourself, which side do you believe as a neutral? Do you believe Arsenal will win all their 5 games and City will fumble, or do you believe City will win all their games and it's Arsenal's gonna fumble? I'll give you my opinion.
Okay. Okay, let me put in that way. I think both of Arsenal and Manchester City will drop one more game. Like, of course, Manchester City are on unbelievable run, 17 games unbeaten, something like that. I think Brentford game is where I see them dropping points. The way Brentford set up physical, robust system is where and of course, that is where you guys would have played Real Madrid second leg as well, if I'm getting it right. So I think the mentality, the fatigue factor might come into play, and more so, I just see Brentford giving you serious trouble. So as a neutral, I see it Arsenal and Manchester City dropping 1 point, and on Arsenal side, I think that would break their shackles of for past 3 or 4 games they are playing somewhat like under the pressure, like, oh, Manchester City are just over our shoulders, we must be careful. There have been some phases of complacency, there have been some phases of tentativeness, right? The players like Odegaard have not much imposed themselves. They played within themselves. Anfield game was proper example of Odegaard playing within themselves. At 2-0 down, when Liverpool is dead, Anfield is dead, you just keep imposing yourself on. Just don't play within yourself. But they played into our hands. So I think it kind of played into their hands that the shackles would be off. Really, like, now these 5 games are just free. Let's see where it takes us. They might release them the final.
Is it though, man? Because the managers say don't write us off. So I'm thinking 5 games left, you're still top of the table, because they say their players also say that in the interview. So I think they still believe we can go on, but I think the pressure is still on, because now I think it's worse, because now they know that City can overtake us. I think these guys are still going to play under pressure. I think they're going to be panicking. You know what they're going to do? They'll do one of those things where when you want to win something so much, because right now, do you know what they're thinking? We're going to prove the world wrong. We're going to prove the world wrong. So they'll come in and try to attack, and you know what I mean? I don't know, but you might be right. But I hope maybe that's the mentality. Look, for me, to be honest with you, I said at the beginning of the show, I said I never had beef with Arsenal or Arsenal fans. But the talking and the chest of the players in these interviews, I sat there and said, man, I respect Liverpool a lot. Liverpool were better than you and failed. This league is not, you cannot look, man. I don't insult any other YouTubers, but I saw YouTube videos where people were ticking that Southampton, 3 points, West Ham 3 points, Liverpool 3 points. Same way as right now, some are saying Chelsea 7-0. That mentality is poisonous. It's very dangerous. You know, Ahmed, you know yourself as Liverpool, you and me, we never ticked games. We never said, oh, wow, Brentford, tick. You don't do that because people are desperate. First of all, you're playing Newcastle away. Newcastle away. You're playing West Ham away. West Ham were desperate. The media said some teams are scared that if they go down to the championship, they can't recover financially. And you think West Ham will leave you? Look at Nottingham Forest yesterday. My God, Forest were on fire. I thought Forest were done. Forest were on fire. Southampton are desperate. If they lose money, they invested a lot this season. They bought from City, bought a lot of players, and you're telling me you're going to beat Southampton 5-0. Who told you that? Who did Southampton write you a letter and say you're going to beat us 5-0? We'll give you the game. Guys, be careful. Let me read a few comments here. But man, I appreciate your cooking. You're cooking, man. And your ball knowledge is top level, man. Some people speak useless, but you speak with facts. I would like to say one thing. This is from one of my co-hosts. He says, I couldn't believe my eyes. Man City played an old school possession-based 4-4-2 last night. Pep, man. Pep is too much. That's from Professor Gundo. He couldn't be here. He's getting the kids ready. He says he couldn't believe his eyes. And he's impressed by Pep. I hope you're watching, Gundo. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Okay, let me go to this. I think Rodri does an excellent job, but does he stand out in the team? That's the question. This is the thing about United fans, Ahmad, which makes me laugh. They were saying the same thing about Bruno because he stands out of the team. It doesn't mean because you're playing in a team full of average players and you're standing up, that means you're good. Don't get yourself wrong. Because I've noticed United fans, you like saying, oh, Bruno was standing out because the midfield is poor. If De Bruyne, okay, let me ask you, if De Bruyne came into your midfield, would Bruno stand out? Please answer this. If Rodri came into your midfield, would Casemiro be the only one standing out? Let me ask you that. Let me answer you that. Haaland is the obvious signing of the season, but Akanji is close. That's true. Akanji pocketed Saka. Ahmad said something which is funny, that Pep has disrespected Arteta twice. He played him a left, Bernardo Silva's left back. And you know what? This Saka thing, even Bernardo Silva pocketed you. That's bad. That's bad for your confidence. Anyway, watching Akanji in the Euros, I knew Dortmund had a gem. Also, want to take this opportunity to shout out Imbolo. Who's Imbolo? I don't know. Maybe I think it's a player. You're winning the Premier League again. Yeah. Oh wow, what a game! Right. City off the chains. It was amazing. All this was amazing. Guys, like the video as we're going on. We've got a few things to talk about. We're gonna dunk into Arsenal very soon. The game was feisty yesterday. Feisty but incredible. Charlie, so glad I didn't watch a set in Westland. I guess we're not Chelsea. Chelsea is the next game. Lampard will want to win that game. I don't know, man. Brentford dunked on those guys. Those guys seem like they've given up. So, guys, like the video as we are going on. Like the video, Ahmad. If you have more time, we can continue because I've got a few things to talk about. Appreciate it. Now,
I have time. I have time.
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna send this. I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to understand from Ahmad and the chat. I don't want to get involved. I might say a few things. Ahmed, are Arsenal border jobs? Obviously, the league, they can win it because they're top. But so far, do you think this is what you call a border job, where it's going? Or you're going to talk like that sort of fans that are saying, no, it's not a border job because we never expected to be in this position?
Certainly a tough question to answer, but my perspective with that is, first you have to give them the credit for having that cushion of 8 points or whatever the lead had them over Manchester City. So full credits for them. So of course you kind of gain some respect for having that cushion. And if that is overachieving and now they're underachieving by points dropping or whatever you want to put it out. So for me, it kind of neutralizes it out. First, they were playing out of the skin, or even not out of the skin. They were by far the best team in the league. Some might they say overachieved. So let's assume they were overachieving, and now some are they saying that they have bottled it or not performing to that level. So they are underachieving. For me, that neutralizes it out. That is the real picture of Arsenal. of their project, on which term they are, or on which status they are. They're slightly ahead of their curve. They have performed good, but in certain phases, if you wanna say, not overall season, not full that 4 games. I won't say it a bottle job. In some phases, they have bottled it, but overall, if you wanna say, it has been a wonderful season, and for me, uh, outperforming and underperforming neutralizes me out. So let me put out that perspective as well. People
Okay.
either go out on that extreme or that extreme. I'm kind of in between that. That pros and cons neutralize each other, and it is
Okay,
a
Grant.
perfect picture of where they are.
Okay, Grant. I think you're right. Look. They have come from a long way, and I think they're too early. They came here too early. The only thing I did not like about them yesterday, Ahmad, I don't know if you saw it, is they were starting fights. And I think that shows lack of maturity and lack of leadership. Um, as much as people might banter Zinchenko, as much as people, I repeat, might banter Zinchenko when he's calling the troops together or speaking or making a speech mid-game, I have seen more leadership from Zinchenko than Odegaard. Am I wrong to say that? Even from Thomas Partey, I haven't seen any leadership. Zinchenko, yes, make fun of him because he cries, he's too passionate. At least he caught everybody to the ground and speak, and then Odegaard was sort of shamelessly coming in and shouting at Zinchenko for doing it. But I'd rather you do that. Show leadership. Yesterday, they were starting fights. People like White trying to fight with Foden, who just came in for 10 minutes. Why are you fighting with Foden? Foden was just saying, like, sort of like consoling one of the English players. White came and pushed him and starting issues. That shows a lack of maturity in this team. I think yesterday they were beaten by experience, because I think City, look, Rodri likes a fight. But I've noticed Rodri, when he was brought down, he didn't care. They were just laughing. Grealish was brought down. He laughed twice. The third time, obviously, he got angry and said, "What are you doing?" But they were all laughing because this happened to us before. Ahmed, let me tell you something funny. What I saw from Arsenal yesterday, I have seen from City in the Champions League. We used to get angry when Lyon is beating us, when Spurs were beating us. We were trying to start fights. You know what I mean? We were getting angry when Madrid was knocking us out last season. We have learned from that. Have you noticed City are behaving as if they're the matured one and Arsenal as the immature one? We were doing that in the Champions League. We used to get emotional, get angry.
Yeah.
Pep used to say, this team is not ready. And I didn't understand what Pep meant. He's like, no, this team is not ready emotionally and not ready history-wise in this cup. Let me just read a few comments here. Tally says, yes, they are bottling it. Yes, Arsenal are bottle jobs. Yes, Patrick, they bottled it. The Arsenal fans put them in that position. That is actually true, believe it or not. Another comment here from Keyman says, two goal lead to West Ham, and that was walking Cops Moyes. Come on, man. Man United have had a better season than Arsenal. Wow. Down by 2 at home to Southampton. Wow. Arsenal should have taken the cup seriously. They should have taken the cup seriously. I think that thing of saying we're not going to take the cup seriously because we've got bigger fish to fry might have hit you in the face right now. What if you don't win anything? Not saying Arsenal is out of the title race because they're 2 points in front. It might happen, but that thing of saying, "Oh, we are out of the league, so we can focus on the league. We're out of the cup games," might hit them in the face. I've been hearing we're top of the league chants since the start of the season. Yes, I've been hearing them too. Partey, White, Saka, Xhaka were all trying to fight with Man City players but lost. That's a funny one. That's a funny one. Let's continue. They have ended up frying no fish. That's another funny one. Guys, I am going to stop the show. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And let me know if you want these recaps to continue. Man, this guy is incredible. But that's it, guys. That was the recap show for the game between Man City and Arsenal. If you enjoyed it, guys, let me know, because I enjoyed this one, to be honest with you. All I can say is, yes, the title race is still on. Arsenal are 2 points in front. Even if we lose this title, even if that happens, you never know. Life can change in football. I will still look at Arsenal fans and say we slapped you 3 times this season. So shush. I'm that shameless. And that's what you do. When even Liverpool fans, we beat them last season, but they started scratching and say, but you didn't beat us here. You didn't beat us there. So I'm gonna do that. But at the end of the day, what I can say to Arsenal fans, be humble. Be humble. And I used to think us Liverpool fans are not humble. My God, I appreciate Liverpool fans for all those years we were together, because Arsenal fans, my God, you guys have got mouth. I've never seen chest and mouth. You haven't done the title for 19 years, but the way you were talking, like Ahmed, how can you go outside the Etihad and make a video saying we will beat these guys? I can smell it in the air. The fans look scared. The City fans look scared. No. And you know what? Arsenal fans, word of advice, be ready for the Champions League. There's teams like Club Brugge who are beating teams these days. Shakhtar beats big teams these days. So be careful of what you're wishing for, because you got beat by Sporting. City beat Sporting 6-0 at Sporting's home. Easy. That's why people are saying this Man City team is sleeping. It's as if we gave you a chance to be front. And I don't know if it's a sick joke by Pep. Ahmed, somebody was saying Pep planned all this. It's a sick joke. He let his student go in front, and he was just laughing in the background and said, it's time to get you now. Says, big up, Patrick. I had an Arsenal jersey on and went to the kitchen to get a cup of coffee and realized I couldn't lift the cup. Do you get that? He says he had the Arsenal jersey on, went to the kitchen to lift the cup and he couldn't lift the cup. Big up, man. Big up, man. Big up the chat. Big up the chat, man. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you, man. Tari, this man can't even catch the fish. Wow. You guys are ruthless. Arsenal aren't doing anything in the UCL. Guys, I would like to thank you guys first of all in the chat. Big up to Pav, big up to my man Pav and Josh for coming on. Big up to all the guys in the chat. Twisted, big up to you as always. Ahmed, big up to you, man. Thanks you for coming. Ahmed, I will let the people know where your channel is and where they can find you on social media.
Thank you so much, and I must say thanks to the chat as well. So much lively and wonderful comments throughout the show. So if you wanna chat with me on Twitter, I have my Twitter handle like @TwinsPalDaily, and that is my YouTube channel name as well. So myself, Ahmed, is a Liverpool fan, and my twin brother is a Manchester United fan. So us twins are arch rivals as well. So we do the show together mostly on Premier League with Liverpool and Manchester United in prime focus, but we do cover Champions League, our big matches like Manchester City and Arsenal happened yesterday. We uploaded a good special preview for that as well. So Twinsball Daily is the name, and I am humbly requesting to subscribe as much as possible, and I am all up for the open chat and as much as I humbly could relate and share happiness with all of you. So big up to you.
Yeah, man. Big up to Ahmed, guys. Go show some love to Ahmed, guys. Go show some love to Ahmed, man. I'm gonna tag you on Twitter after the show, when the show is done. Tag you on Twitter. Big up to you. Let me just see a few comments. Bria, you missed the show, Bria, or you watching in the background? Are Arsenal too emotional of a team? Yeah, they are very emotional. I think
I want to make point here. And now, looking throughout the full title charge, if you remember Liverpool title charge against Manchester City in 2013-2014, we had only two senior players in the forms of Luis Suarez and Steven Gerrard. Sturridge was still young. All other young guys were here, and we used to get so much over emotional. We went there at Palace to outscore by 7 goals or something like that, and eventually we conceded 3 goals against them. So we used to get over complacent, over emotional, and and Bria has made a good point. It has again given me some PTSDs, you can say, post-trauma syndromes of that title charge. I think Arsenal team are somewhat on that level that they can't compose themselves during the games or even during the full title charge as well. I was saying to our Arsenal fans that as much as you're conserving physical energies, do conserve your emotional energy as well, because against Manchester City, more than physical energy, more than physical energy, as much as you can conserve emotional energy within your fan base, and more so importantly, in the likes of your good players that are Zinchenko, Odegaard, and players like that. The longer you gonna conserve emotional energy, the longer you will be in title charge against Manchester City. Last time out, we did so good, and very shortly, Patrick, I wanna put some respect to Klopp and our Liverpool team as well. So much disrespect has been shown over to us. People say we only got a COVID year, and if I wanna put
Oh,
them
but
back to their
AFTV said that. Somebody on AFTV said,
yeah, yeah.
"Oh, your title was only in COVID season." Then somebody
We
asked him,
were
"What about your FA
25
Cup?"
points ahead of Manchester City. We were 25 points ahead of Manchester City pre-COVID, and
Yeah.
we have gone three times chasing them 90 points. We have won all competitions, of course, be it Champions League, be it domestic cups. Yes, we have lost few titles, and we have lost gracefully, I must say, pushing all the way. Three times, I think we have lost on the final day. Yeah,
Yeah,
three
yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So flowers must be given to Jurgen Klopp as much as opposing fans hate or put so much disrespect. Liverpool were the best team alongside Manchester City for past five few seasons. I
Yeah,
have
they
no
were.
doubt.
No, we
Across the Europe, not only in Premier League, across the Europe, we were the most fair team alongside Manchester City,
no, no,
and I must say we pushed each others to the next levels. If Liverpool were not there for Manchester City might not have. I am using might not have hit those levels like being centurions,
yeah.
being
Pep said
against.
that. Pep said that yesterday. He's like,
And
without
and
Liverpool, we could have never been in this
side,
game.
if Manchester City were not our direct competitors, we might have won the league with 85 points. And
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
let's get back
Yeah,
here.
let's be that.
We
I think
raised each levels up, and that is what I will always remember. These have been the best days of my life. Of course, we have been haunted by Manchester City. It stings us so much, but I can still say that with utmost humility that they have been the best opponents for us to achieving those echelons, and I'm so proud of what we have achieved.
yeah, man, you've said it right, man. I don't think I can add anything else. So they seem that too emotional. They are too emotional, and it's not gonna serve them well, as Ahmad has said. Guys, big up to you guys. Appreciate it. I thank all of you guys. Guys, let me just say this to all of you. I have said it multiple times. My channel is very complicated. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. But what I like about my channel is the fact that I don't have strings attached with anything. I can jump on sometimes randomly like this, just make artwork and talk about anything. Like this recap thing, I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to recap on games, even after defeats. I've always wanted to say what happened in
Yeah.
defeats. I wish I could do general Premier League, but I tried it with another channel. My channel is just sitting on 70 subscribers, and it doesn't go anywhere because I can't do two things at the same time. But maybe I'll open it with a couple of friends of mine. But guys, respect to you guys, respect to the chat. I thank you all, guys. For the new people, please subscribe, like the video, guys. Like the vid, just like the vid. That's the only things I want is for you to like the vid. I appreciate that. It helps grow the channel. The channel is growing. We are on 2,141. I didn't even know we're on that. Last time I was counting, we were just on 2,000, but we're 2,141. The channel keeps growing. The family keeps getting bigger. But as I said, guys, go follow my guest, Twins Ball Daily. I'm gonna tag him on Twitter. I appreciate him coming on, and I appreciate the two lads who came on, Josh and Pav. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely Thursday and enjoy this debut that we got over Arsenal.
Goodbye.